Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another GTA Online Q&A video. My name is Saintsfan, and today we have some pretty solid questions from you guys on Twitter that we're going to be answering and talking about in today's video. Starting us off, we have the Jesus. He says, would you be interested in a GTA in the 1940s/50s? Mobsters, I'm assuming you mean not monsters, and gangs everywhere, maybe in Chicago. I think that's an interesting idea, but here's the problem that you inevitably run into when you start talking about GTA not in a modern time. And this even sort of applies to GTA 6. You know, everyone kind of wants it to go back to the 1980s if we're doing Vice City again. But if you're talking about GTA Online specific, then it's just, you're so limited by the past. You know, when we're in modern times like we are in GTA Online, look what's happened. And I guess you could argue here that's a bad thing, because if we went into the olden days, you know, you wouldn't have Oppressor Mark IIs and all these crazy flying vehicles. But that's, Rockstar's not going to do that because those vehicles sell, and obviously they want to make money. So that's sort of the main issue when you talk about GTA going in the past. Now I think, or at least for GTA 6, it would be really cool, and I know some of the rumors have stated that there's part of the single player that starts out like in the 80s, and then you just, as you progress through the story, I guess you transition to the, you know, the future or the modern timeline. That's probably the best way of doing it, but you can't really do that in online. So would I be interested in going back to the 80s, to the 70s, to the 40s, to the 50s, like you say, with like mobsters and stuff? I mean, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I mean, just to be sort of in that environment again. But how would you do that if GTA Online is modern? Now, we obviously don't have like time travel. So, I mean, unless Rockstar somehow have aliens infiltrate GTA Online that have some sort of time travel device, you know, you obviously couldn't do something like this. But then again, it's like, it's GTA Online, you know, things don't necessarily need to make sense. So I think it would be cool if maybe instead of like time travel, to make it a little bit more realistic, you know, if aliens were to infiltrate, they, you know, release some sort of drug and we start hallucinating, you know, back into the 40s or 50s. And that could be like an event. That could be like, I don't know, a week, 2 week, 3 week long, maybe month long event that happens where GTA Online goes back into the past and you have to deal with that. I mean, you can still have business and stuff, like they could tweak your businesses to work the same way, but I think that would be really cool. Obviously, it would require a ton of work, so would it happen? Maybe not. But I mean, it's a really cool idea, I think, if Rockstar want to change it up a little bit. Maybe in GTA 6, if they want to have endless amount of options, I mean, that would be an awesome event. Let me know in the comments what you think, though. Mitchell, he says, would you agree that if Rockstar ever adds police cars, that they come stock and you have to upgrade them? To put lights on, liveries, it would be cool to make your own police car instead of just buying a regular one. An example would be being able to either make it undercover or a regular one. For sure, I think, look, we don't know much still on the next DLC, but we are all hoping and leaning that it's going to be that Cops and Crooks DLC. And I do really hope that they don't just sort of like half-ass it where it's like it's just a cop car you could buy. I definitely would like to see some actual customization. You know, we probably don't need Benny's style of customization on these police cars, but I mean, there needs to be something. And having the idea that you could have it sort of an undercover car or not, that's another cool option that they could throw in. And I really hope that if we get this actual police DLC where we have the option maybe to become a cop, or like to, whether the story says we're a cop or something, I really hope there's a decent amount of options there, and it's not just like the bare minimum. Lee, he says, or no, the next question from Moldy Worm, if we do get the Cops and Crooks DLC in the summer, what are your predictions on the December DLC? What theme? So, yeah, obviously, look, this is kind of a weird question to ask because we don't even know the next DLC, so asking about the next DLC, it's a little bit much, perhaps. But just like thinking about it in broader terms, it's like, what could they do? I mean, sure, they could throw in another heist, but where? Like, what would make sense at this point? You know, the casino heist, we were heisting the casino. And unless there's an actual Cops and Robbers DLC, are we going to heist the cops? the police station, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense. And usually, most of the time, most of these pretty much all the December DLCs are these pretty massive DLCs that cost a lot of money. It's like, what could they do that has that? I mean, look, I'm willing to hear you guys' thoughts on this in the comment section below. The only thing you can think of maybe is mansions, but then it's like, what the mansions give you? Like, that's just the property that people are going to use, buy, and then it's going to be like the yacht. You never use it again. So, like, what could they actually do? I mean, unless they have something up their sleeve where it's like another doomsday heist, where that, I mean, that just came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, that, nothing really related to that. That came out of nowhere and it was amazing. So unless they have something like that again, I mean, there's just so many questions regarding that big DLC. And I think maybe that's what's happening internally. It's like, hey, we got to start making GTA 6 really sooner. You know what I mean? Like, because we're starting to run out of ideas for GTA Online. It is an interesting thing just to sort of think about. Although, I guess, kind of on that topic, Lee, why doesn't Rockstar add beach houses? Yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing that could come in December. I mean, I would love a beach house. Again, it's not something you would go to that often in GTA Online, because if you think about it, when are you really in your property? Maybe when you load in accidentally because you don't have it on like last location. I couldn't tell you the last time I actually went inside of one of my apartments. Granted, that is because they are really old and it's like there's nothing really there. Usually you're inside of, you know, the casino, like the penthouse, because that's kind of new. Or maybe your CEO stuff, because that's a business you have to run. But I mean, your actual properties, you're rarely inside, I feel like at least your apartment properties. So if they were to add some new ones that are specific just to being like a house, it's like, why really buy that, you know? And then the final question, this is the question of the day from Liam Zam. And I just thought this was an interesting thing to discuss regarding GTA 6. Because, look, there's a bunch of things we can talk about it, but one of the main things that was changed in GTA 5 is the wanted level. So Liam says, will there be a new wanted level in GTA 6 or will it be the same? Obviously, we don't know this. This is just the speculation question. But, I mean, would you want a new wanted level system? Or, I guess, would you want it to go back to the wanted level system that they had prior, where there was 6 stars, and on the 6th star, like, the military came after you? I guess maybe if they were going for a more realistic approach, that wouldn't really happen. You know, military doesn't just come after you. But I think as far as just gameplay goes, having that as, like, the final boss, so to speak, is kind of what's missing from GTA 5. I mean, sure, you get the SWAT and all them coming after you, but if you had, like, actual tanks coming after you, actual military jets coming after you, that would be pretty freaking scary. And you probably wouldn't be escaping too many 6 stars if that was the case. And I've seen some really cool mods where people have added in a 6 star and they've had the military come after you. And I think it's really something that I missed from, you know, let's say Vice City back in the day. So that is the question of the day. Would you want in GTA 6 there to be 6 stars like it was in previous GTA games, or do you want it to stay the same with 5 stars and there's no military that comes after you, because that is a bit more realistic? Although I am just thinking of this now, if you're talking about GTA Online or GTA 6 Online, whatever the case may be here, I think it would be kind of cool is if once you hit 5 stars, that's like obviously where the NPCs come after you. Once you do enough damage or something, then you unlock that 6th star, and then everyone in the lobby is notified that you have 6 stars. And it would almost work like bounties, although I think ideally in this situation, it would be worth it, because obviously like $10,000 or $9,000 for the max bounty is nothing. Like, even when it came out, that's nothing. But like, if you had this 6 star and everyone was notified, would it make a whole bunch of sense that a bunch of criminals and stuff coming after you? Maybe not, sure, but who cares? You would have to not only escape the NPCs, but now you'd have to escape other people. And if someone, let's say, did take you out, maybe they get a bonus, but maybe they get a bigger bonus, like a bigger amount of money, if they do it non-lethally. So then that's how you can maybe tie in to the whole cops and crooks thing. You know what I mean? It would be, you have to determine, it's like, all right, do I want a little bit of money, just killing the person? That's kind of easy. Or do I want a lot of money by actually trying to role play this, so to speak, like a cop. I think that's where the true RP aspects could come in to a future GTA Online version. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the questions on Twitter as well. Please drop a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more GTA Online content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.